Early man, our prehistoric relatives and forefathers. Quick to run, less quick to communicate. In fact, it took several million years before we realized it might be better to organize communication into a system. In some of its earliest forms, humans communicated through pictograms, like the stories on the walls of the pyramids. But pictograms were limited, so the ancient Greeks invented the first extensive alphabet. Over the next several hundreds of years, communication was limited to handwritten materials, which were largely religious in subject. That changed in 1448 when a German named Johann Gutenberg invented the printing press. His invention combined ink, paper, and movable type with the goal of creating standardized reproducible writing. Apropos for the times, Johann printed a ton of Bibles. Spin the wheel of history to the 1700s and meet the Gutenberg press's faster, more dashing brother, the typewriter. Historians count 50 or more prototypes that existed before William Austin Burt patented an early version in 1829. Also in the 1800s, an American named Samuel Morse transitioned from painter to inventor when his wife died, but he didn't hear of her death until days later. Now, keenly aware that the speed of communication wasn't up to snuff, Morse created the telegraph and Morse code. In the 1870s, two inventors, Alexander Graham Bell and Elisha Gray, battled to create and subsequently fight over the invention of the telephone. Bell was proclaimed the winner, despite Gray likely beating Bell to the patent office. Less than 50 years later, another feud erupted, this time between Nikola Tesla and Guglielmo Marconi over the invention of radio. It was also a race to the patent office that ended in Marconi being awarded the Nobel Peace Prize and Tesla being awarded an eponymous 80s band. Now that sound could be transmitted wirelessly, we did the same with visual images. The 1950s marked the television boom, leading to a black and white TV signal broadcast into living rooms everywhere. Not to be left out, telephones took a page from the ancient Greek scroll and made considerable strides in speed and efficiency, with the development of fiber optic cable by Corning in the 1960s and the birth of a rather full-figured cell phone in the 1980s. Thousands of vacuum tubes later, communication focused on the computer and microprocessors that used Dow Corning silicon in computer chips. And by the early 1980s, personal computers were sold to the public. But of course, where would modern communication be if we neglected to mention the Internet? The Internet was first used by the U.S. government until the 1990s, when Internet browsing went commercial, marking the tipping point for email and in-the-shower-away messages. But never one to be tethered to the past or to a desk, we took web browsing from desktops to mobile devices and tablets with the advent of 3G and 4G technology, allowing us to communicate at light speed from anywhere on the globe and forever altering how we perceive our role in the world. Are you ready for the next innovation?